All right. So let's start with easy stuff. What is your full name?
Oh, my full name is Raymond Leroy Unger.
And Leroy, that's your father's name?
No,
No?
no, his name was Leonard.
Oh, Leonard. Okay. So where does
I
your...
don't know where Leroy comes from.
No? They just picked it.
Yeah, I guess. I can't. Either I don't remember or never knew.
Okay. What about Raymond? Does that come from anyone?
Nope,
No?
not anywhere that I know of.
All right. And what was your mom's name?
My mom's
Yeah.
Margaret Ellen White.
And you only have one sister?
One sister.
And her name?
Her real name was Madonna.
Madonna.
Madonna Jane Unger.
All right. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
But
She went by Donna.
everybody called her Donnie.
Donnie. Yeah. Okay. So where were you born?
Youngstown, Ohio, Southside Hospital.
Wow.
Uh,
You even know the hospital name.
Yep. Well, there was only in Youngstown. There was North Side, South Side, and a Catholic hospital. And
Oh, okay. Do you know what time of day you were born?
absolutely no idea. No idea.
And when is your birthday?
June 6th, 1935.
1935. All right. Do you remember the house that you grew up in?
In Poland, yeah, which was from my kindergarten through high school graduation.
Oh, wow. Okay. You were in the same house for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Were your parents married your entire childhood?
My entire what?
Childhood, or even
Oh,
into
yeah.
adulthood? They were married their entire lives, or not their
Yeah.
entire lives, but their entire relationship. They didn't
Yes.
separate at any point.
No, they were together forever.
Oh, see, I didn't know that either. I don't think I don't have any memory of them. When did they pass away?
Oh boy, you're asking the wrong person. That kind of thing. My dad died before my mother. My dad died of, I think it was probably his third heart attack. My mother was a nurse. She knew when he would go to the store every day, and when he drove back in, he would put the car in the garage. Well, this particular day, he stopped in the driveway right outside the side door. Came in the side door, and she knew when he walked in the door that he was in trouble. He sat down his chair at the table in the dining area and put his head down on the table and died.
Oh no.
She, on the other hand, was just almost 90 when unfortunately she fell on the stairs, the basement stairs,
Oh my god.
and didn't die immediately, but died shortly after arriving at the hospital.
So, did they come up here often? At all?
Occasionally.
Yeah. It's interesting that I don't have any memory of them, and they died at
Yeah, when
older age.
they came here, it was for an event like today, or it was for a weekend. Funny story, if you got time. They were going to come, and so Mom woke up the kids and said, we got to clean the house because Grandma and Grandpa are coming. So the boys pitched in and everybody cleaned the house. Well, something happened and they couldn't come. So they called up and canceled.
Uh-huh.
So they said they'd come next week. So next week she got the boys up to clean the house, and the boys said, I don't know which one, but one of the two of them said, why don't you call her and make sure they're coming so we don't waste cleaning?
Right? That was just her new tactic to get them to clean the house. That's funny. So what were your parents like?
What were they like?
Like when you were a kid, were they strict? Were they fairly lenient?
Well, uh,
Social?
my mother was the dominant role, matriarchal. She made the decisions. My dad was very little involved. Uh, I didn't go fishing with my dad. I didn't go. Uh, my dad had probably what would be identified as a rough upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
His mother died, I think, I want to say at his birth, but I'm not sure if that's accurate. But he was a long, long time without a mother.
Okay.
Was raised by his dad, who was an alcoholic. He had a rough life, which probably accounts for his prejudices.
Okay. And so your dad's dad is first generation American, or no, your dad would have been first generation American. His dad came from Scotland.
No,
Is
that's my mom's side.
Oh, your mom's side. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad's father was the alcoholic. I think he was probably Native American, not a Native American,
Gotcha.
but I didn't really know him at all. There was a short period of time when he stayed at our house, lived up on the second floor landing. But I bet that wasn't for more than 2 weeks at the most. My mother was very church-oriented, very opposed to drinking,
Mm-hmm.
and she therefore didn't get along with him, didn't like him.
Ah.
And so I probably didn't see my dad's father more than a dozen times in my life,
Okay.
as opposed to my mother's father, who I would see frequently, because she would go, I know, at least weekly, if not more often than that, and give him an insulin shot.
Oh.
So she was there frequently.
Yeah. So they lived close by then.
Yeah, they lived probably, I would guess maybe 35 miles from where I grew up.
Okay. Did you have like a neighborhood gang growing up?
No, because we didn't need gangs. We had Boy Scouts. We had gangs. There was just one lot between the house that I grew up in. There was only one other house, and then there was a large woods.
Oh, okay.
And my buddies from the neighborhood, just 2 or 3 houses apart from each other,
Yeah.
and there was probably 4 or 5 of us. And we would build forts in the woods, and we would build carts to push down the street, and we got in our share of trouble. If you had tar paper that you could put on the roof of your fort,
Yeah.
if you were the guy that could come up with a roll of tar paper that we could use, you were big time.
Mr. Popularity.
You were popular for the day, king of the day.
That's awesome.
And so we covered our fort with tar paper that my neighbor down the street had found. And the group from the other part of the woods came up and stole our tar paper, took it off of the roof,
Oh no.
took it down, put it on their roof. Well, we weren't having any part of that, so we went down and stole it back. took it back and put it back on our roof. And they had the same kind of attitude, so they came back and got it again.
Oh my gosh. How long did that go on for?
We're talking about, every day. It changed
Yeah.
locations
Yeah.
daily. And so they took it down, and we were tired of playing games, so we set fire to it.
You set fire to your fort?
No, we set fire to their fort.
Oh, to their fort!
Tar paper and all.
Oh my gosh. You should have taken the tar paper
Yeah, we
before
should
you
have.
set fire to it.
But I guess we didn't think about that. Fire department came, and
Oh my gosh.
we were quivering in our boots. We thought for sure we were going to jail.
How'd your dad handle that?
My dad, again, you'll find out if you ask enough questions that
Yeah.
I had an uncle. You probably heard me talk about Uncle Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
And he was far more of a father to me than my
yeah.
father was.
Okay. So, how did your family earn money?
My dad was from the time that they built the house in Poland, he was a truck driver, delivery truck driver for Standard Brands. And then later he was the maintenance supervisor at Gerard Schools.
Okay.
And that was where he retired from. My mother, on the other hand, was a registered nurse. Therefore, why probably she made the decisions. I'm sure she made more money than he did. Not that necessarily that would dictate who gets to rule the roost.
Well, that's kind of a nurse's personality anyway.
Yes, that's true too.
So.
And she was a dominant babe.
Did you have any pets?
I had a dog called Rusty.
Rusty.
You know,
So Rusty and then Dusty?
Yeah. That's Rusty was Cocker Spaniel, and that's the only one I remember in growing up in Poland.
Nothing weird like a lizard or,
No.
hamster. Not that
No.
hamsters are weird, but
No.
just the dog Rusty. What were you like as a kid? Like, would you play any sports or?
Yeah. I played football in high school. I played drums in the band. I was in the school play. Poland was a community that had the typical two sides of the tracks.
Mm-hmm.
There were very, very affluent people living in expensive houses in what was called, can't believe I can't remember what that area was called, but there was a large area, a lot of houses, and all the officials from Youngstown Sheet and Tube and all the steel mills in the Youngstown area. Youngstown at one point in time, I'm not sure of the years, but was the 7th largest steel production city in the world.
Oh.
And we were probably 20 miles from Youngstown, small community of Poland. And when they would fire up the Bessemer converter in Youngstown, which they did, frequently at night, you could see the sparks in the sky about 20 miles away. But it was a divided community. There was the officials from the steel industry that lived in affluent Poland and worked in Youngstown.
Okay.
And so I happened to live on the other side of the tracks where, in spite of my dad having a job all the time, that my dad was never without a job, and my mother was never without a job. And in spite of that, there were people there that had a whole lot more money than we did. Not that it was, you know, you thumb your nose at the lower class
Yeah.
folks kind of thing, but
And I mean, it wasn't like a struggle. Like you guys didn't go without eating at times or anything like that.
no, actually, I probably ate more steak growing up than anybody you know.
Wow.
And the reason was because my mother, working as a nurse,
Yeah.
she'd come home from work and didn't want to be bothered with cooking. She was a lousy cook anyhow, but she didn't want to be bothered with cooking, so my sister would fry a steak in a pan.
Oh.
Uh,
Wait, so was Donnie older than you?
yes, 4 years.
4 years old. So what was your favorite thing to do in school? Like, you had said that you were in a play, or
Yeah, but that wasn't my favorite thing.
was it the football or drums or just hanging out with people?
I wasn't real good in football. In fact, I got a brain concussion.
Oh no. What position do you play? Do you remember?
Right guard.
Right guard.
I think the thing that got me what notoriety I carried was playing the drums.
Oh.
Because I played in several bands. I made lots of money. I bought a set of drums for very little money, and my uncle helped me re-chrome everything, repaint the things,
Cool.
replace parts and so on, and made them into a beautiful drum set
Yeah.
that I then used and played in bands and made a lot of money. And then after I was married, sold the drum set for more money than I had paid for it.
Cool. I didn't know that. Does Justin know that?
Is what?
Does Justin know that you
No.
play the drums?
No, not that I know of.
No, you know that? Cool. I told him it runs in his blood.
And Boy Scouts played a big part.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was very active in Boy Scouts. And church, believe it or not. I don't suppose you'd think that from my current conduct, but back then, church, again, my mother's influence.
And which form of Christianity did they practice?
Belonged to the Reorganized Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, okay. So that's where the Mormon side comes in.
The Mormon
Okay.
connection, yeah.
All right.
Although back then you didn't dare call us a Mormon because the reorganized, the preface of reorganized was the indication that when the Mormons separated, they left and went to Utah,
Oh, okay.
and us true believers stayed behind and reorganized.
Gotcha. All right. How large was your school? Or how small was your school?
Graduating class
Yeah.
of 64.
64. And what year did you graduate?
53.
53. 64 students. Were you at the top of your class grade-wise?
No,
No?
I was probably about in the middle.
In the middle.
I had some good grades in shop classes, and,
Shocker.
which is why I
Oh, go ahead. We're recording it. We're doing a little video.
Okay.
I'm being interrogated.
All right. Hopefully next weekend.